Please welcome Jake Spencer, everybody. Jake!
Hello. Hi, everyone. Okay, so I don't know if you heard, they're doing another remake of Beauty and the Beast. It's going to be like the independent movie version, so it'll be like the exact same movie, but it'll be like in black and white, and when they do the ballroom dance, it'll be like the Childish Gambino or something, which is fine. Do what you want. You're adults. No one ever mentions my biggest problem with Beauty and the Beast, and it's this. It's the premise. Premise is you have this prince. Total piece of crap. Treated everyone poorly his entire life. One day, he angers a gypsy witch lady. And she's like, oh, no, 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 no. Not today. You've treated people poorly your entire life. I am going to turn you into a hideous, ugly beast. And then you have to find someone to love you for you. And if you can't find someone to love you for the person inside you, you are going to be a hideous, ugly beast for the rest of your life. And she takes all of her power and she transforms him into the sexiest fucking animal in the history of time. Have you seen the Beast? Buddy gets me wet. He's like equal parts wolf, lion, just like a peppering of the sexiest portions of the mighty buffalo. Everyone take a moment and picture the Beast with no pants on. It is impossible to picture him with anything less than a kilogram of cock. The Beast is not rocking a micro penis. If he was, it would have been explicit in the curse. Okay, you guys are cool. So I had to make some life changes recently. I recently slowed down on drinking a lot. I hit a bit of a rock bottom. Everyone has a different rock bottom when they're drinking. The rock bottom when you're like, dude, you need to change things up. For some people, it may be cheating on a spouse. For some people, it might be stealing from a friend. For me, it was, I ate microwave cheeseburgers from Chevron. Oh yeah, with my mouth. Got blind drunk, stumbled home, and purchased and consumed microwave cheeseburgers from Chevron. Something everyone in this room should do at one point in time or another. Because when you do, you will hear the most frightening thing you have ever heard the overnight clerk at a Chevron say. And it is this. Oh. I didn't know we had those. Making some changes, getting a little older. Actually, just had a weird talk with my mom. My mom lives over in Victoria now, and I went over and visited her. And I don't know too much about my grandparents. I know that my granddad fought in World War II, came back home, basically just jumped right into an office job. Grandma stayed home having babies, like very traditional family unit. Like I actually remember them in black and white. But then I was having this talk with my mom, and she mentioned something that was very interesting. She said that my grandmother, when she started having babies, she was a very slight woman, so it was very painful. So they gave her drugs for the pain. And the drug that was very popular then, in the late 30s, was heroin. They gave my grandmother heroin to deal with the pain of childbirth. My mom was a little nervous. She was like, do you think this might have affected me? That my mother did heroin while she was giving birth to me? And I'm like, Mom, it couldn't have affected you. It was the day of your birth. You were officially separate from your mother. Nothing was going to pass through her to you. However, it may explain why a woman that was only planning on having 2 children had 7. Oh dear, your water's broken. Sweet, heat up the spoon! Okay, we're gonna get personal now. We're at that point. I'm in therapy right now. I recently started therapy. I'm dealing with some anxiety issues. I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to interactions with other people. I'm kind of cool with groups, but if I talk to one person, I assume they want to get away from me as quickly as possible. Like, I basically take on the role of their wingman, rescuing them from me. And I was talking to my therapist about this, and she was like, Jake, you need to get over this. Like, people like talking to you. I like talking to you. If people didn't like talking to you, you wouldn't have gotten this far. And, you know, sometimes you hear the right thing at the right time. And we worked on it for a couple months and made a lot of progress. It was stuff that I didn't think we'd unlock. And one day I came in, and my therapist was like, I got some bad news. My husband's moving to New York. I'm going to be moving with him. We'll set you up with a new therapist. It's going to be a smooth transition. Don't worry. And it was. We had a few more sessions, one more right before a flight to New York, and felt like we actually had some closure. Came in the next week to meet the new therapist. Had to switch the day at the last minute from Tuesday to Thursday. And when I got there on Thursday, my old therapist was still there. She hadn't moved to New York. She had just shed me as a patient. Oh yeah, wicked awkward. She came up to me and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I had a really large patient load, plus sometimes doctors and patients aren't the perfect fit. I should have been more honest. I should have been more upfront. I'm sorry. And I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm happy. And she was like, oh, thank God, you're happy with your new therapist? And I was like, no. I'm happy because when I woke up this morning, I thought I was coming to therapy. But since you're here, I must be in New York. Everyone thinks New York is in America, but the locals know New York is one floor above a dental college near VGH. What part of New York are we in, Carola? Is it Broadway? And she was like, Jake, you need to calm down. And I was like, say it's Broadway, Carola! And she was like, Jake, you're making a scene. And I was like, of course I'm making a scene! What better place to make a scene than Broadway? It's a true story. It was actually North Vancouver, not New York. But I can't be like, say it's Lonsdale Key, Carola! You guys are fucking awesome. I'm going to tell you one more story, then I'm going to hit the road. As you've gotten, one of the themes of my stuff is that I'm very awkward with people, especially women. I can like barely make eye contact with a girl I have a crush on. And this girl shared at my work recently, and we connected right away, which never happens to me. Like, even the relationships I've had have had these weird, like, rolling starts. So I go home, fully met a creeped her Facebook page. I'm just looking for details, relationship status, age, stuff like that. Thank you. No, but what I discovered about her is that she's trans. Oh, this totally knocked me off my feet. Because, well, I've always supported the trans community, like a good liberal. I never thought I'd fall for a trans girl. I know that sounds totally ignorant, but no, there it is. I don't know a lot about the transition process. I know that very few trans people take the surgery to its extent, and I can understand why. It's a very extreme procedure. So I'm looking at this, and I'm asking myself the question I think every guy that's been in this situation has had to ask themselves at one point in time or another, and it's this. If she still has one, would I be willing to suck her dick? Okay, what shocked me wasn't that the answer was yes. What shocked me was that the answer was yes, please. Why aren't you putting it in my mouth right now? Apparently, I've always wanted to suck a dick. It's just what it was attached to that was the deal breaker. Like, this was a revelation to me. I thought I wasn't attracted to men because they have dicks. Turns out I wasn't attracted to dicks because they have men. But the second you strap one of those things onto some hot hipster girl who looks like Helena Bonham Carter in Fight Club, I don't even need to look at it. I know it's going to taste like tiramisu. So I go to her Facebook page. Every intention of asking her out. I'm still a total coward when it comes to talking to women, but for some reason the prospect of having a cock in my mouth gives me confidence. And what I discover while I'm there is that I was wrong. She is not trans. I'd misread something. Turned out that in her youth, she had been in an ironically named punk group called Born with a Dick. I cannot begin to tell you the level of disappointment you feel when you have committed in your brain to sucking a hot girl's dick, only to discover she has yet another boring-ass vagina. I've really enjoyed our time together, I think. My name's Jake. Thank you so much.
Jake Spencer, everybody, come on!